Hey ladies, it's Missy Farmer again, and welcome to my kitchen. I'm really excited about today's dessert recipe. As you know, I love baking desserts, but here in Phoenix we're reaching the mid-90s, 100 degrees, and it's getting really hot. And so sometimes, you don't really feel like that really heavy dessert, but we are into the grilling season, which is great, but I also want to have a dessert that can go good with grilled foods and be light, but still that nice savory taste. So today we're going to make a raspberry cheesecake-filled lemon cupcake. And then we're going to top it with a homemade vanilla whipped cream and raspberries. So I'm going to go ahead and make the raspberry cheesecake filling first, and then we'll go to the cake batter and then put it all together. So for the cheesecake, we have one 8-ounce container of the Philadelphia cream cheese at room temperature, and we're just going to mix it up in the KitchenAid until it's all incorporated. Alright, so we got the cream cheese, and then we're going to add in 1 egg white, and that's going to help give it the cheesecake texture. And then we have 1 cup of powdered sugar, half a cup of powdered sugar, and that's going to sweeten it up. And then also I have 1½ tablespoons of seedless raspberry jam. And you don't want to put too much because it will thin it out, but also you don't want to put too much because it will bring in way too much sweetness. So to balance the sweetness out, I have some lemon zest that I'm going to add in, probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon. So now we're just going to mix everything together until it's fully incorporated. Alright, as easy as that. Now that this filling is ready, we're just going to set it aside and get onto our cake mix. So now it's time to mix up our cake. And instead of going the homemade route, which I really do love to do, oftentimes I'm pressed for time, but I still want to have that delicious cake. So I'm using a lemon supreme box cake that I got from the store. And to add a little bit of my own flair to it, I am adding 1 box of lemon instant pudding mix. And that's going to bring a density to it and also bring in more depth of lemon to it. So I'm just going to add in all the ingredients that go into the cake mix itself and this without the wet ingredients for that, and that's all we're going to do. So we have 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil. Just going to add that in. I have 3 large eggs, and I like to crack them ahead of time in case I get any shells. I don't have to dig through the cake mix to find it, and nobody chews on a shell. And then I have 1 1/3 cups of just regular room temperature water. And we're just going to mix this up. So now the cake mix is ready, and as you can see, it's a little bit lumpy, and that's because of the pudding mix, and don't worry, it's not going to be like that lumpless batter that you usually have, but make sure and get most of the lumps out, but there will be a few left. And so now we're just going to fill our muffin tins, and we're going to just do, let's see, I have a cookie scooper, and we're going to do a scoop of this, and then a scoop of our cheesecake batter, and then a scoop of this on top, and it will be like a hidden cheesecake right in there. Now we're going to fill up our cupcakes. And I have mine lined with just a cute little cupcake liner here. You can do clear, whatever you want. The nice thing about clear is that you'll be able to see the different layers, but I wanted to do pink this time. Alright, so we're just going to take the cookie scoop that I showed you earlier, and we're just going to fill it almost full, drop it into the cupcake liner, and then I have just a tablespoon size spoon, and we're just going to fill it up with about a tablespoon of the raspberry cheesecake mix. And you want to make sure not to fill these too full because they will expand in the oven. And then we're going to go right back on top with some more of the lemon cake. It'll be a nice little surprise when you bite into that. So about that full. Almost full, but not quite to the rim of that. And this recipe actually came about 3 months ago. Me and my sister made a 3-tiered cake for my mom's 1-year cancer surviving party. And we were trying to go pink themed, so we wanted the top layer to be lemon and then some kind of pink filling. And my mom's favorite flavor is lemon, so we decided to do a raspberry jam cream filling, which was actually really good. But as I was creating recipes for this contest, I thought, why not do that in a cupcake form and do a raspberry cheesecake filling? So I wish we would have thought of that for her party because it would have been really tasty. But everybody loved it, and it still had that pink theme to it. And this is the perfect dessert for a summer night because One, it's individual size portions, so you don't have to be slaving in the kitchen, serving everybody up their piece of cake. They can all just eat as they please outside as you're grilling. And also, it's nice and airy and light. The lemon brings that light texture to it, but then you also get that really, really decadent cheesecake filling. Alright, so I'm just filling up my last cupcake here, and we're just going to stick these in the lower third of the oven that's preheated to 350 degrees, 25 to 30 minutes, until the tops are done and nice and barely golden brown. Alright ladies, the cupcakes are out of the oven and they have been cooling about 30 minutes and they are ready to eat. And I have topped them with that vanilla whipped cream I was telling you about, which was 1 cup of heavy whipping cream and 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And I just whisked it away until it became nice and stiff peaks. And we are going to cut into this. I'm going to show you what the middle looks like so you can see that raspberry cheesecake filling in there. So you can see it in there, and I'm just going to cut this in half so you can see how delicious this is. I cannot wait to bite into that. Oh, I'm losing my raspberries there. Okay. Moment of truth. Oh, you see that? See that raspberry cheesecake in there? Let's go ahead and give this a try. Oh my goodness, that raspberry cheesecake has that perfect tang. Takes away a little bit from the sweetness of the lemon cake, and it works together perfectly. So I hope you give this a try and try this out the next time you decide to grill or just want a delicious summer dessert. This is perfect.